Hey guys, welcome to another episode. Today I'm going to show you how to black out your window trim using PlastiDip. Now off camera, I've already cleaned up this entire area with a power washer. I've sprayed it down and dried everything off. I've also, as you can see, removed my mirror. If you guys want to see how I did that, I'll post up a link right here. You guys can go check that out and then come back and see where we're at now. But I've already prepped it up and I basically got it ready to be dipped. So after you clean up your entire window trim and area and you get everything basically clean, you're going to want to prep the surface with the pre-dip spray from dipyourcar.com. I'm going to be using this with a microfiber towel. Now using a microfiber towel is very important because if you use, say, a terry cloth or something like that, you're going to get lint all over the area that you're going to be prepping. So it's basically, you're cleaning it but you're leaving stuff behind, so it's kind of counterproductive. So when you use one of these, a microfiber towel, you're not going to be leaving any lint or anything behind. So it's going to be completely clean and stripped of any waxes once we use this. So to use it, you grab some, spray some on your towel, and wipe down any area that we're going to be prepping. So because we're dipping the window trim, I'm going to be going over all of the chrome so it's nice and clean. So the PlastiDip can stick onto it very well. Now after that, once that's on, now this stuff does evaporate very well, but you can grab your microfiber towel again and dry off any excess. When you use this and go over it a second time, you're making sure that you got every single spot down and clean. You want to make sure that your PlastiDip lasts as long as you can, so prepping is everything. If there's a little spot, go into it, scrub it down, and if you have to, spray some of this stuff down again. You want to make sure that it's absolutely immaculate before you start spraying the PlastiDip. So as you guys can see, even after washing the car, I've still got a little bit of crap left on the car. It's a good thing that we went over the entire window trim with the microfiber towel and the pre-dip spray. I'll be throwing some links down in the description box so you guys can pick up all the stuff I'm using today. If you guys have already seen my dip tip video, the one where I show you guys how to save a little bit of money while masking up your car, then you'll already know what I've done in there, and you'll know that what I'm doing here is a little different. I'm going to be sticking to the good old-fashioned masking methods. So, with paper, tape, and then even tape and drip if I've got to. It's nice to have different options when you're doing this stuff, because not every part of the car is the same. It's nice to have multiple options to work with, so you can get by any problem or obstacle that you get. Now I'm going to go ahead and start masking up the door jamb first. Now to do that, you first want to make sure that the area is clean, so the tape can stick. So put some pre-dip spray on your microfiber towel, wipe this area down, and clean it up so the tape will stick very nice so you don't get PlastiDip inside of here when we spray. You're then going to want to grab your tape and put some all along here so you make sure that you don't get any PlastiDip on the inside. If you want, you can even go up onto the rubber seals because we're not going to be dipping those. So when we close the door, this is what we should see. You should see the blue line all on the inside. So when you come in here and you spray down the PlastiDip all in this area, you're not going to be getting PlastiDip inside of there. This way, your door jamb is going to be nice and clean and free of any PlastiDip. Now next is going to be the inside parts of the windows. We're going to be masking that up. So grab your tape and get basically most of this stuff covered. You want to leave a little bit of gap in between here so the PlastiDip can lay down in here and come up nice and easy. If you want, open up the door to make your life a little bit easier. So you can just do this. Have all this in here, and you got that masked up. Just like that. To take care of this area, you can either use the tape and just keep going strip by strip all the way down, or you can use tape and drape. So you put the tape on the top part of here, roll down the plastic, and then tape it off again on the bottom. Or you can go the old-fashioned way with paper and tape. We're going to be going that way because not everyone has access to the tape and drape. You can buy it from the dipyourcar.com website, and I'll put a link in the description for it. So for the roll, you just open it up to whatever size you want. So we're going to be doing something like that. Rip it, and then grab your tape and start taping this area down. with it like that, we can close the door and start masking up this side. Now something to note when you're doing up the windows in here, I'm going to be putting masking tape in between the window seal, so that one, and the second part right here, the second rubber. I'm going to be putting the tape in between there so I don't get any PlastiDip along that line. For the top part, I'm going to be putting up tape all the way up to here, so like up along this line, and then I'm going to be masking up the top part, so up on the paint as well. So grab a big piece of tape, set the tape aside, and we're going to be masking up all that right in between that crack. So get the tape, fish it in between there, and then once it's in that little crack area, you can get your tape and push it down so you get a nice, good seal, just like that. And then we're going to continue on and do the rest of the part. Now if you guys can see, for the B-pillar right here, I'm going to be putting the tape right over the window and then onto it. So it covers all this and no plastic gets inside the little crack along here. Same thing goes for this side. Grab your tape and mask it up inside of it. For the rest of the window, so in here, we're going to be masking it up just like this side right here. We're going to be grabbing the paper, covering all this in one shot, and then taping the outside perimeter of it so everything's nice and masked. Now with the window masked up, we've got to take care of this little triangle piece right here where the mirror was. Now I'm going to be putting tape all along here and tucking it in the back side of it so no PlastiDip gets behind there. So grab a little bit of tape, tuck it in there, and make sure that everything's nice and covered. I don't want to get any PlastiDip inside of here, so putting the tape down in all these little cracks and everything is going to make my life easier later so I don't have to go peel anything up. Now the next step is going to be masking up all the outside perimeter of the window trim. Now what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be using tape and drape. Now what tape and drape is it's tape on the top that's attached to a piece of plastic on the bottom that you can bring down and cover up a lot of surface area in one shot. I'm going to be doing this over the entire window trim. So grab this, put it along the outside, and go along the entire car until you have everything masked. After you've masked up your entire window trim and everything, go over the window trim again once more with the pre-dip spray to make sure that there's no oil, no residue, or any kind of dirt that's left on there. This way, you're going to get the best adhesion you can possibly get when dipping your car. Grab your can of PlastiDip out of your bowl of water that's already heated up, give it a shake, and we can start spraying down this PlastiDip on the window trim. So just like everything that we PlastiDip, you're going to do a test shot on the side. Make sure you have a nice fan pattern, just like that, and then start spraying all this down. After you throw down your first coat of PlastiDip, you want to try and make sure that you get the perimeter very well, because that's going to come up very easily with a nice thick amount of PlastiDip on it. If there's not that much on there, picking up the outside is going to be kind of difficult. So if you can, try and go liberal around the outside perimeter. We're going to let this dry for a good 15 minutes, come back, and then hit it with the second coat. Now don't forget too, once you use your can of PlastiDip and there's still a lot left in here, put it back in the bowl of hot water so it stays nice and warm for the next coat. A good way to see if your PlastiDip is dry is by simply taking a look at it. If it's got a glossy shine to it, it's not going to be dry. If it's matte like this, you'll know that the coat is dry and it's good for a second coat. So just like before, get your can, give it a good shake, and then spray down your second coat. After our second coat, we can go down and throw down our last coat of PlastiDip. After the first coat, you should have a good 50% at least transparency. The second coat should be completely covering it, and the third coat is going to be a coat that's going to go over top of everything and basically bring everything together. It's going to make it so the PlastiDip is going to be able to be strong enough so you can pull and peel up in one shot. Right now as it stands, if I try and rub the PlastiDip, peel it up, it might come up in little flakes, but it's not going to come up in one nice sheet. That's what this third coat's for. So, grab your can again, out of the bowl of hot water, give it a shake, and then spray down your third coat. Now because this pillar here and my door seal are actually touching, I've actually got to remove this now that it's wet. So I've got to take off the outside masking so I can open up my door. So just lift this up until it comes off. Lift this as well. Set this aside and then open up the door. So the reason why we open this up and take everything off once it's wet is so that we have a nice clean break along the entire seal. This seal is touching the car, so you have to open it up when it's wet. If you leave it so it's dried up and then you open it, what's gonna happen is the PlastiDip on the door and the car, these two right here, they're gonna basically fuse together, and then once you open the door, it's gonna peel all this up and you're gonna be back to square one. So this way, we're playing it safe and we're gonna make sure that the job looks nice just like it is right now. So down here, you just take off all the extra tape. Just like that. Leaving the window trim clean. Once you take off the tape that's along here, to peel this up and peel it back easily, grab your finger and roll it down like this. And once it's at this point, you can grab the rest of the PlastiDip that's on here, and it'll come up easily without any extra PlastiDip on the side along here. So just peel it back, just like that. You might notice after you take off all the masking that you might have a little bit of PlastiDip overspray on your car. Now the easiest way that I find to take care of it is by getting a little bit of paint thinner and a microfiber towel, putting them two together, and then wiping off all that little excess PlastiDip. I'll show you exactly what I mean right here. So you might notice right here there's a little bit of PlastiDip overspray, and when you put your finger up to the paint, you might be able to hear it. It's not as soft and smooth as this. So you grab your paint thinner, put a little bit on your microfiber towel so it's safe on the paint. You don't need too much, I've only got a little bit right here. And it'll all come off in 2 seconds, just like this. See how it's coming up black? That means we're taking off some of that PlastiDip. Wipe off any excess, and you're good to go. After you've taken off all the masking and everything, you can do one more optional step. You don't have to, but I mean, I'm going to only because I've got the means to do it. I've actually got dip coat right here. I use this to put on dipped cars, but the thing is, you can also do this on wheels, window trim, anything PlastiDip. So you apply some to a towel, apply it on the panel that's dipped, and then you leave it there and it's got a nice slick feel to it. Guys, check out too my Instagram account, Sick Dips. It's got a lot of stuff on there that doesn't hit the camera or YouTube. So definitely check that out. Give it a follow. If you like what you see and you want to see more, don't forget to click that subscribe button. And again, thanks for watching.